Let's simply do one more reading. Page 94. The book is the Ten Bodhisattva Grounds, the Avataṃsaka Sūtra. The Stainless Ground. The Stainlessness Ground. Let's start. The second ground, Stainlessness Ground. As the Bodhisattvas listen to this description of this especially superior and sublime ground, their minds became entirely purified, and they were all filled with joy. All of them then rose for their seats, ascended upwards to the empty space, scattered most marvelous blossoms everywhere, and then simultaneously uttered praises together, saying, "It is good indeed, Vajrayana Bodhisattva, that the greatly wise and fearless one has so well described this ground and the dharmas practiced by the Bodhisattva. The liberation moon Bodhisattva, knowing that the minds of those in the assembly were pure, and knowing they would delight in hearing of the second ground, and of its characteristics, aspects, of practice, straightway made a request of Avataṃsaka Bodhisattva, saying, O you of great wisdom, we pray you continue to expound, for these sons of the Buddha would all delight in hearing about the second of these grounds on which one may dwell." Vajrayana commences the second ground's explanation. At the time, Vajrayana Bodhisattva informed Liberation Moon Bodhisattva, saying, "The 10 resolute intentions basis for entering the second ground. Sons of the Buddha, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva who has already cultivated the first ground and then wishes to enter the second ground should bring forth 10 types of resolute intentions. What then are these 10? They are as follows. The resolute intention to be upright and straightforward. The resolute intention to be gentle. The resolute intention to be capable. The resolute intention to be subdued. The resolute intention to be serene. The resolute intention to be thoroughly good. The resolute intention to be unmixed in moral purity. The resolute intention to be unattached. The resolute intention to be broadly inclusive. And resolute intention to be magnanimous. It is because of these 10 types of resolute intentions that the Bodhisattva succeeds in entering the second ground, the ground of stainlessness. The Bodhisattva observes of 10 good curses of good karmic actions. Avoidance of killing. Sons of Buddha, the Bodhisattva dwelling on the ground of stainlessness has naturally abandoned all killing of beings. He does not collect knives or stars, does not harbor feelings of animosity, is possessed of a sense of shame and dread of blame, is entirely complete in his humanity and consideration for others, and always brings forth thoughts of beneficial and kindly mindfulness for all beings, including anything at all that is possessed of a life. This Bodhisattva does not even produce evil thoughts, envisioning his inflicting distress upon other beings. How much the less could it happen that he might have informed the conception of the existence of a being, then proceeded with deliberation intent to kill it. Avoidance of taking what is not given. He naturally refrains from stealing as regards his own possessions and wealth. The Bodhisattva is always easily satisfied. He feels kindness and consideration for others, and so does not wish to appropriate what is theirs. If something belongs to someone else, he regards it as a property, and hence he never even thinks of stealing it. Hence he will not take even a blade of grass or a leaf that has not been given. How much the less might he take anything else that serves to sustain another's life. Avoidance of sexual misconduct. He naturally refrains from sexual misconduct. The Bodhisattva is satisfied with his own wife, and hence does not seek after the wives of others. As for the wives, they are consorts of others, women under protection of others, female relatives, and women whose marriage has already been arranged. And those who are under the protection of the Dharma, he does not even produce any thoughts defiled by desire. How much the less would he actually engage in such action, and how much the less might he engage in behaviors involving wrong physical or vice. Avoidance of false speech. He naturally refrains from false speech. The Bodhisattva always practices truthful speech, genuine speech, and timely speech, and even drinks does not contain speech aimed at concealment. He does not even generate any thought of wishing to commit such actions. How much the less might he commit a deliberate transgression. Avoidance of divisive speech. He naturally refrains from the divisive speech. The Bodhisattva has not thought inclined toward investigating divisions between other beings, and has not thought harms to others. He does not report the words of this person to that one with intentions of breaking up that person's relationship with him, nor does he report to this person the words of that one with intention of breaking up this person's relationship with him. He does not cause the breaking apart of those who have not yet broken apart, and in the case of those who have already broken apart, he does not act in a way which might increase that schism. He does not rejoice in divisions that occur between others, does not delight in divisions between others, does not utter any speech that might create division between others, and does not pass on to anyone any talk that might create division between others, regardless of whether or not those reports might be truthful. Avoidance of harsh speech. He naturally refrains from harsh speech, such as poisonous and injurious speech, coarse and ferocious speech inflicting suffering on others, whether as direct statements and indirect statements, speech inciting hatred, vulgar speech, base speech that no one would enjoy hearing, displeasing speech, such angry speech that makes others feel as if burned by fire, speech generating animosity, aggravating speech one cannot appreciate, speech in which one can find no happiness, speech that may bring harm to either oneself or others, or any other such forms of speech, all of which one should abandon. He always engages in soothingly smooth speech, pliant speech, pleasing speech, speech that may inspire happiness in the hearer, speech that one would be happy to hear, speech that delights the hearer, speech that skillfully enters others' minds, refined and principled speech, speech loved by the many, speech that many would find pleasing, speech tending to cause an upwelling of delight, body and mind. One more Ten Bodhisattva Grounds.